Brad Williams, Excel Prime. Index match lookup, approximates. We also have just a match function and then a VLOOKUP. Let's take a look. For the index match, we have an array, we have row, we have columns, we have match, which is lookup, lookup array, and the match. What are we doing with the index? Returns a value based on its column and row numbers. And what does the match function do? Searches for a value in a list and returns its position. And then VLOOKUP, look up a value in the first column and return a value. In this example, we have a range, scores, and grades. We have a score here that's 96. What we want is to find the grade for 96. Using the index function, we have, using the formula bar, we have an array. So if we go over here in the syntax on the right, we have an array, which is C5 to C9. Row number, which is match. That match, all match does is it just finds the row. The details about match, we have a lookup value. Here we have a lookup value. E5, which is the score. We have a lookup array, which is what? B5 to B9. We have a match type, which is exact or next smallest, 1, exact match, 0, or -1, exact or next largest. You can see it's 1. Why? Well, because we're in a range. The range would be 90 to 100 for an A. For B, it would be 80 to 89, so on and so forth. The output is pretty simple. If we go and we just look at match, forget the index match, let's just look at match. We want to know the row number. We're going to look at E5, 96, and we're going to look in B5 to B9. We want exact or smallest match, and the output is row 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then what happens is index comes in and goes, well, I'm looking in C5 for what? For row 5. Array, F9. See how it says FDCBA? Match, F9. 96, lookup array, F9, and the match type 1. What happens? We're looking for row 5. If you look at index, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, why are we looking at row 5? Well, because match, what does match do? Searches for a value in a list and returns its position. Well, it's returning its position, which will be 5. 96 right here is in row 5. And then index goes over and says, that's an A. Hit escape to clear all this stuff out. Now VLOOKUP, you remember VLOOKUP. What are we going to do? We're going to look up 96. Where? We're going to look up B5 to B9. And then we're going to state what column it's in. So here we have E5, lookup value, which is score. B5 to B9, the table array, which is B5 to B9 in the red. And then we explicitly state where we want to look. Row 2. And so we find 96, the range, and then remember true. VLOOKUP. Remember, it's a little backwards here. We have an approximate match and an exact match. To say true, because it's an approximate, it's a range, and the outcome is an A. Why are we going through this? It's just the fundamentals. If you find that, hey, I don't want to deal with this old school, then don't. Just turn this off. And in the future, if you see something that has index or lookup or VLOOKUP or some of the older functions, then ignore them. It's good to have a solid foundation to work up to the newer functions. Brad Williams, Excel Prime. Thanks for watching.